Good morning, friends, and welcome back to our home on Lawrence. So today is an exciting day because I have finally gotten the living room back. You may be wondering, where did it go? Did it get lost? What happened to it? Well, it did kind of get lost in a way. It got lost in the shuffle of a large Victorian dollhouse kit. My oldest daughter received one for Christmas, and so for the last 3 or 4 weeks, her and my husband have been very diligently working on it. So my husband has been building it primarily on the coffee table in the living room, while my daughter has had the dining table covered in pieces while she paints it. So now they are almost to the end of the building process and everything has completely moved into the dining room. They're now putting on trim and the windows, and I am so excited to share with you guys once it's all done. It's really incredible, and the colors that she picked for it are so pretty. But you guys are here for the decorating, and that is what we are going to do this morning. So it's primarily going to be just everyday decor using things that I have in my collection with just a little touch of pink for Valentine's Day. I'm not going to go over the top this year. We have got so much going on and I just haven't had the time to do any fun little DIY projects for the new season or anything like that. So we're just going to kind of incorporate pink in through some of my faux florals that I already have. And I think that will end up being just a really nice little touch of the season. And then it's going to really get us ready for the spring. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in watching, I would love for you to stick around.
be much more rational, but rather than... Thank you, Mary.
Right now would be a good time to talk about some of the items that I'm hoping to thrift this year for the living room. Number one being a rug. When we first moved into this house, I did have a rug in here. It was kind of a lighter ivory tan color, and it showed absolutely everything. It just was not a good fit. It had originally been in my oldest daughter's room. Excuse me. And she didn't want it in there anymore, and I wanted to still make use of it, so I had put it in here and just wasn't a good fit. What I would really love to find is a rug with a lot of rich tones, specifically maroon or red, something to complement the navy blue walls. I think that would be really beautiful. And it needs to have quite a bit of pattern, because with pets and life and a busy family, I think patterns are great, especially on rugs, for hiding a multitude of sins. So I'm definitely looking for something along those lines, but it has to be fairly large. It needs to be at least a 9x7, if not larger, because I definitely want it to incorporate into the entire room. I want it to be able to fit under the sofa, under the coffee table, and beyond. And of course, I want it to at least the front legs of these chairs to be able to sit on it as well. So that is always tricky. Those are extremely expensive a lot of times. So that is one of the things that I have on my Facebook Marketplace to search for all the time is a rug. Now, I'm not opposed to buying one brand new if I can find the perfect one at a great price, but my preference would be to find one on Facebook Marketplace. The next thing that I'm looking for is some more art to fill in this wall behind me. I had thrifted that really large painting for about $20 late last year, and I love it, but I want to do more. Maybe not necessarily a gallery wall per se, but what I'm kind of thinking about is if you've seen those rails that you can install and then use the gold chain to hang different photos from or different pieces of art from, that is what I'm kind of thinking would be really neat to do on either side of the painting. I think I've seen Krista Meeker do something similar in her living room, and I thought it was just such a classic way to decorate. Now, granted, she has the crown moldings that have that ledge, I believe, that allows for hanging pictures in that way. A lot of older homes definitely have that. But I'm always looking for ways to incorporate more character into our newer build home. This house was built in the 80s, and so although it's not brand new, it's still fairly modern, and it was completely renovated in a very modern way when we moved in. So I'm trying to find ways to add back in that detail and add back in that character into the house to give it a little bit more of a unique, almost old world feel. That is it for this week's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I am so pleased with how the room turned out. It truly has that collected, warm, cozy feel that I love so much. And I guess if I would impart any wisdom to you out of this week's video, it is that you should always decorate with things that you love and things that bring you joy. Don't worry so much if the styles of the particular items maybe don't go together or be traditionally used together. I love to mix those styles together now. I think that makes for an even more unique and interesting home. And I think that's one of the things that thrifting really helps with, is that If you're going into a big box store or even a boutique store, you're most likely going to see items that they go into one style group for the most part. There's going to be exceptions to that, but I think by and large, that's kind of the case. But going to thrift stores, you end up seeing just a smorgasbord, if you will, of all the different styles and all different types of decor. And it really allows you to look at the item itself and decide whether it's something that's beautiful to you, and regardless of style. So let me know if that made absolutely no sense in the comments, or if something that I said really spoke to you, because I think that is something that I learned from my grandparents, is that collecting items over time really helps to create that warm, cozy feeling. My grandparents were really, really good at that, and now I'm blessed to have a lot of those pieces in our home, and now I'm kind of carrying on that same collecting tradition of finding beautiful items and using them in my everyday life. All right, I've rambled on enough for one video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye now.